Hi guys, thanks for purchasing and downloading the sbmmoff Geofence and the VPN combination. Once you download the files, you'll have two zip files. One is the Geofence, that's called sbmmoff-new.zip, and then you have the VPN over there as well. Okay, but we're going to start off first of all showing you how to install Geofence correctly and how to utilize it, okay, to help you play in regions that you want to play in and different countries. Okay, so first of all, you'll open the zip file. You can use WinRAR or WinZip, and then you'll be wanting to drag the sbmmoff new folder inside onto your desktop. It's very important to put it on your desktop so it has appropriate permissions, and then you'll open the folder and you'll see inside it as the sbmmoff.exe. okay, this is the Geofence. All right, and then you're going to start up the Geofence by double clicking, and then you're going to put in your PayPal email address for both the username and password, like so, and then you click remember me. Log in, select your game, for example Warzone. I'm in Europe. You'll select your region, and then what you're going to want to do is, as soon as you get into this window here, you're going to want to let the Geofence know where your exe of your game is. Okay, so wherever you installed your game, for example mine's on the D drive, you're going to browse to the folder where your game is installed, and then once you go inside, you'll see these files here. Okay, now on my computer it says modernwarfare.exe. on your computer it may just say modern warfare. Okay, it's not the launcher. Do not select the launcher or it will not work. Okay, very importantly, do not select the launcher. So the way that you'll select the modern warfare exe, or modern warfare as I said it may be called that on your PC, is you double click on it like so. Okay, and that's it. So now the Geofence knows that your game is installed there and your exe location is there, so that it can function correctly. Okay, so that's how you install it. Now the Geofence is different from the VPN. The Geofence allows you to actually play in all of these countries. So 100% of your games will be in whatever country you select. The further away the country, the higher your ping will be, because that's how the internet works. Okay, so if you're, say, on West Coast, you do not want to be playing in Europe because your ping will be around 200 and it will be too high. So I suggest, for example, if you're from United States, you click on advanced search, and that will bring up East, West Coast and Texas. Okay, and those will be the best places if you're in the United States to try. All right, so for example, just to check that the software is actually working, okay, I'm based in Europe, so for me to play on, say, the East Coast of the United States, my ping's going to be, you know, anywhere from 100 to 120. Okay, so I'm just going to show you, for example, let's select East Coast, and then what we're going to do is we're going to queue up for a game quickly and check that it's working, and we'll know that it's working because our ping will be higher than normal. Okay, and it'll be the same for you. So if you're from East Coast, you know, you might want to jump into, say, United Kingdom or somewhere else, just check that it's working, and you'll know because your ping will start searching automatically higher than it usually does. Okay, that's how you know that the Geofence is working. So we've loaded up East Coast. Now you want to make sure, very importantly, that you exit the Geofence. Okay, you do not need the Geofence running, and it will not even allow you to run the Geofence while your game is running. Okay, so always click exit. So you click play, you're going to launch into the game, and we're going to start searching for a game momentarily. So let's just let that load up. Now if, for example, we search for a game and we see that our ping has not gone up when it should do, because I'm searching in America, so obviously I would expect a higher ping, then that means the Geofence hasn't applied. Okay, it's very important that you have your Windows firewall enabled. Okay, and you can check that by typing in firewall in the search, like I've just done there, and you'll see it says here, okay, it's all switched on, profile is active, so on and so forth. Okay, if you see a yellow message up the top here saying that your antivirus is running the firewall, then you need to go into your firewall and disable into your antivirus and disable the firewall feature, so that Windows firewall has exclusive access and is running your firewall. Okay, so if it looks like this, like on my screen, then you're all good to go. All right, but you must have your Windows firewall on. It will not work if you have your Windows firewall disabled. Okay, so it's very important to check that your Windows firewall is on and there's no yellow, warning message up the top here. All right, so anyway, we're going to jump into a game now, or at least try and search for a game. Okay, now a lot of people ask me, is it detected on Ricochet? Well, as you know, you've just seen, we closed the Geofence before we even start the game. Okay, so there's actually nothing for for Ricochet to detect. They do not ban for VPNs or for using geofences, but just in case, because we don't want them to know that we're running the geofence, they don't need to know that. That's why you close it before you start your game. Okay, so what we're going to do now, if we just queue up, for example, for Rebirth Quads, if everything worked correctly, we should see the ping is quite a bit higher there. Okay, because obviously I'm in Europe and I'm playing in the United States, so we can now see that the geofence is working. Okay, because we've selected a country far away, and then we've jumped into a lobby and done a search, so we can see, look, it's searching further away. It's searching on the east coast of the United States. All right, so that's how the Geofence works in terms of you setting it up. It's very simple. Just make sure, when you search, okay, first of all, to check that it's working. If you search in a faraway country and your ping is just searching as normal, then that means something went wrong. If that happens, then what you need to do is close your game down, okay, and reboot your router, your router, okay, your modem, whatever you want to call it, okay. Unplug it for about 5 seconds so the power is off, okay, and then close your game, restart your game after you've rebooted your router. And then when you come back, you should see that when you go and search for a new game, that the Geofence is actually applied because your router's been reset. All right. So literally, that's how you set it up. It's very simple. It's just very important that you follow the exact steps that I've just shown you here, and make sure that your firewall's on. Otherwise, as I said, you may not get it working. All right. So I'm not going to actually bother queuing into a game. It is actually searching right now, and it would get us into a game shortly, but literally that's how you set the Geofence up, okay, and then you just wait for a game. So I'm going to close out of that, and then I'm just going to go over a couple of more things. I'm going to show you how to turn it off. Okay, so we close out of the game, and let's say we've finished searching for a game, or we just want to play normally. How do we disable the Geofence? Okay, so it's very simple to be able to disable the Geofence. We simply load the Geofence back up like so. You'll notice that my Battle.net will close automatically because it closes it for you if you've got it running. And then what we're going to do is we just log back in, and then we click on restore default settings over here, and this will turn the Geofence off so that you can return to normal play. Okay, this is how you disable it. If you restart your PC, the Geofence will still be active. So to turn it off, you must always remember to click restore default settings. Okay, it's very nice and simple. There we go. Okay, so that's it. Geofence is set up. We've now turned it off. I've shown you how to set it up. So next, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the VPN, okay, and how to set that up. So over here, we've got the VPN, and inside you're going to find the sbmmoff VPN setup, MSI install file. With this one, you don't need to extract it. You just double click on it. Okay, you click next. You can install it wherever you want on your PC. It doesn't matter. Next. And then what we're going to see here, it says it's installed. We click close, okay? And then on your desktop, as you can see here, it's created an icon, okay? Now, before we load the VPN up, it's very important that you make sure that you have no other VPNs installed, okay? Because if you have any other VPNs installed, they may conflict with the operation of this VPN. So to check whether you've got any other VPNs installed, you can type in add or remove programs in the search here, and then you'll have a list of your programs displayed here, okay? So anything, that's a VPN, whether it's OpenVPN or anything like that, make sure you right click on it and click on install, okay, before you install the VPN. Do this before you install the VPN, okay? Otherwise it may not work, because the VPN that you have installed previously may conflict with our VPN, okay? So I don't have any VPNs installed, so I'm not going to uninstall anything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to load the VPN up, okay? Again, you're going to put in your email and password, click save. You will actually see a window here, okay? And it will say install tap driver the first time you run it, all right? So I'm just going to show you now. We log in, okay? We click on settings, we click on fix connection, and this is the window that you'll see when you first start the VPN. If you don't see it, then just do what I did. Go to settings, fix connection, and then make sure you click on install new tap driver. This is very important. Double click on it, okay? And then you'll see underneath there's a window. You minimize it, okay? And you just click next. I agree. You don't need to tick any of those. Just click on next, install. And then next, and then finish, okay? And then over here you can see the list of servers. You can see there's not many to begin with. That's because we don't have the updated list of servers. So the way that we get the latest up-to-date list of servers is, again, we click on settings, but this time we click on update server list, okay? So what it's going to do is going to update the server list now. It's going to download all of the latest servers into the VPN, okay? Now you only need to do this about once a week. Don't click this button a couple of times a day, or you may get blocked by our website, because the website may think that you're actually a bot, okay? I'm going to go more into that in a moment, but in order for us to, as you can see, look, it's still the same servers, right? It hasn't updated. So the way that we can make sure that we switch over to the latest servers is we can click strict, and then we go back over to open, and then you'll see that there's now some additional servers, okay? And then what you're going to want to do is select a server. For example, I'm going to connect to Mexico now. I'm going to push this little arrow button over here, which is going to give me a status, okay, in terms of our connection. Is it connecting or not? Okay, so then we click on connect. It'll take a couple of seconds, and then what you'll see is you'll see that we are connected to the VPN, and then we're going to load into a game, and we're going to check our geolocation inside our account just to make sure that everything has been applied. Okay, so as you can see, it's connected, right? Now, very importantly, never close the VPN while you're playing the game. Otherwise, the VPN will be switched off, obviously. Okay, what you want to do is minimize the VPN. And a lot of people seem to forget that the VPN has been minimized, okay? So if you look in your taskbar down here, you'll see there's a little globe sign, okay? If you double click on it, you can bring it back up, okay? So that's where the VPN goes when you minimize it, all right? So don't forget that. So what we click play, and we're going to launch into a game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check in our account the geolocation, and you'll see that the geolocation will match the location that we selected on the VPN, which is Mexico, okay? Now the VPN is very different to the Geofence. The VPN, the way that it works is that when you connect to our server, it only takes over a small portion of your traffic, okay? And the portion of your traffic that it takes over is what's called the matchmaking process, okay? So for example, right now, you see it says connecting to online services. It's connecting through our server in Mexico, okay? And the game thinks that you are from Mexico, okay? You're not going to be playing in Mexico. If you were playing in Mexico, and for example, I'm in Europe, my ping would be, you know, crazy, okay? Too high, it wouldn't be worth playing, okay? So the way that it works is that your game data travels over your IP. It's only this process here where the game is finding out where you're from, that the data is sent over the VPN. Okay, that's how you get no lag. You'll still be playing on the same servers, but the game will think that you're from a faraway destination, and by doing that, the game will assume that you have a high ping. Okay, so it's generally better to search or connect to a VPN location that is quite far away from your real location. Okay, and that's how you'll get the best servers, by doing that. So if we go to options here and we have a look at my account and the geographical region, you can see it says Mexico City, all right? But I'm not really from Mexico City, obviously. I'm from Europe, okay? So you can see there that the VPN is working. It has the desired effect, which is to change your geolocation. Now, if we, for example, go and queue into a game, for example, over here, let's have a look, you'll be able to see that get into a game pretty quick. Okay, so let's queue up for a game here. And as you can see, my ping's not changed. Okay, I don't have a 200 ping, which is probably what I would get in Mexico. All right, I get to keep my low ping, hence the no lag. By the way, if you get this little window down here, troubleshoot tap driver, you can actually just close that. There we go. All right, so it's going to search for a game now, and should get us in a game shortly. And we don't get any lag, all right? Because remember, our game traffic is still going to local servers. It's just that process of when you're connecting, the game assumes that we're from Mexico, okay? So we're just going to let it search for a game. And there we go. We're in a lobby. Now, I'm not going to stay in the lobby. I'm going to close out the game. So I was literally just showing you that it works, okay? So whenever you want to obviously disconnect, you finish playing the game, make sure you click disconnect, like so. And that will close, that will disconnect the VPN, all right? Now, if you ever get an issue, for example, you try to connect, and over here, it's just blank, it's just white, okay? Then what you can do is you can click on settings, you can click on fix connection, and install a new tap driver. Remember, the window to install a new tap driver always goes underneath, like so, okay? So if you get any error at all with the VPN and it's not connecting, always try to install the tap driver again, okay? If that fails and you still have connection issues, 9 times out of 10, the issue is your router, okay? So you go to your router, whatever you want to call it, and you turn the power off for 5 seconds, and then you plug it back in, and then try and reconnect, and you should be good to go, okay? So it's very simple to operate, especially if you follow exactly the steps I've just shown you. You'll have no issues connecting on the Geofence and the VPN. The only thing I would say about the Geofence, okay, is, for example, if you're searching in Texas or somewhere else and you can't find a game for a long time, that's not the Geofence malfunctioning. That is the Activision, for whatever reason, has decided that they're not putting any servers online in that location at that time, okay? So, you know, it's very important. You know, if you're queuing more than, say, 5 minutes for a game, sometimes it can take 5-6 minutes, right? Because there's not many servers in Warzone now, because there's less players than there used to be. Just bear with it a bit longer and keep searching, okay? If you don't find a game after 10 minutes, then there's probably not a server in that location. So either change the location on the Geofence and search somewhere else, or just turn it off and only use the VPN, all right? If you guys need any help at all, you've got the Discord server there. Make sure you join the Discord server. We've got a nice community on there, nearly 1,000 members on there every day, and we're more than happy to help you out, all right, guys? So I appreciate you buying the product and supporting the project. As you can see, we've got like over 17 servers in total. The difference between strict and open, before I go, is that on strict you do have some different locations, but it may take a bit longer to find a game on strict, okay? So if you have any issues with strict, then just switch to open and use the open servers, okay? But the difference is that if you search on strict, you're saying to Call of Duty that I can only accept people with an open NAT in my game, okay? Which also interferes with the matchmaking process, apparently, and can also help you to find some nice lobbies, okay? But if you have any issues with strict, then just stick with open, all right? If you have any questions at all, guys, about the VPN and using it, again, come on Discord, more than happy to help. But very importantly, if you do click update server list quite regularly, or for whatever reason, let's say, for example, you start the VPN or the Geofence and you hit that login button and it's not doing anything, okay, i.e. you can't log in, then what you'll need to do is you'll need to navigate to the sbmmoff website, okay, which is sbmmoff.com, and then you'll see here the firewall is blocking your connection. So you'll click I'm not a robot, and you'll click unblock. Okay, and you pass the test. All right, it's just to make sure that you're not a bot. And then what you'll be able to do is once you close it, you'll find that you can then log in because you are unblocked. Okay, so that's pretty much the VPN and the Geofence covered. Very simple to use once you follow these steps outlined here. All right, guys. So as I said, if you've got any questions at all, jump in the Discord, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. All right. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.